1957 R50. We are going to check the magneto timing and then the ignition timing. So your first step is going to be disconnect the negative on the battery, remove your front cover, which requires a 14mm socket, 1/4" drive is sufficient. Take the cover off. They're funky little nuts actually, so don't lose those. I'm sure that BMW greedy pig wants $5 a piece or some foolish crap for those, probably more than that. So anyway, remove your rubber timing plug. You can either remove your spark plugs or do this by hand. You are looking for the S mark, which I think we just went tooling right by. Again, we're just bumping the kicker a little bit. And gentle little stabs. Come on, there's F. There is our S in the center of the window. Although it may not look like the center in the video, it is centered. Picture. Once you have the S in the window, what you are looking for is going by, let's see if we can do this, this notch here in the plate. I'll get my little pointer. So what we are looking for with S in the window is this notch in this plate, in this rectangular plate, needs to line up perfectly with the slot in the disc behind it. And you can see they're off a degree or two. Again, here's a couple pictures. And we're back to the video. As you see, our groove is here, and the groove in the disc, right there. But our cutout is over here. So we're off a bit. We need to correct that. As Eric just pointed out, someone has scribed the marks in here previously, and these do not line up. So my guess is when we loosen this nut and the one on the opposing side, and we turn this plate, these are slotted. This plate is slotted, so that whole assembly will rotate independently of the points. Well, it's going to carry the points. But the adjustment is independent of the points. This has nothing to do with point timing. This is setting the magneto to where it needs to be. Then we get into timing it with a timing light and adjusting the points plate. So I suspect that when we loosen these and rotate these to line up, that perhaps our magneto wheel mark will also line up. So that's what we're going to do now. So with your 10mm wrench, you're going to loosen these, which I've already done. You're going to grab it up here by the coils, and as you see, you can move this whole plate. So we are going to move it to where our marks line up, which is fully clockwise. How's those marks on that side?
Just past.
Just past. Well, I would have to say that those marks were, those scribed marks are wrong, because we're still not quite in the right position. Oh, there we are. Now I went past.
The S is still there.
Come on. I just had it and I brought it back. There. I gotta do this with 2 hands. So for your finite adjustment, I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna hold on to this and just give it a little tap, tap, tap to bring it back into place. As you're snugging your bolts down, you want to make sure that plate stays in position. And this is going to drastically fuck up our points ignition timing from the whatever it's set at right now is going to be horribly wrong because that plate was way the hell off. And I suspect this was off before because if you look at these timing marks, well, not timing marks, former scribe marks, they are now completely opposite of what they were before, which is still drastically out. Our next step is reconnection of the battery, which we've done. Ignition on. Fuel on. Tickle the carbs. Hold these plungers down until they puke a little bit of fuel out. Like that. This one needs a little more. There we go. Our timing light is hooked up. It's 12 volts, so we have a remote battery. I'm going to start this up, let it warm up a little bit. We're hooked up to our exhaust fan. Fan on. And we can start. Nice home for that right there.
Carburetor is still dripping pretty good on the side.
Is it? F is in the window. Timing. RPM decreased. F is in the window. Fully advanced. Our idle has S in the middle of the window. Say that's a good idle. Let it warm up a little bit. See, it's increasing a little bit now. At this point, we dial in the carbs, and this should run on one cylinder. Nicely. Oh, this side though, we have a bad cap. See, it's arcing right through the plastic. I can't dial this in with bad caps. She's close, she's usable, but it's not perfect. These 6-volt Magneto systems require a spark plug cap with 0 ohms as opposed to the 1000 ohm caps that the /5 and up points ignition BMWs used, and the 5000 ohm caps that the electronic ignition BMW Boxers used. So unfortunately, I am at a standstill at this point. We are going to disconnect our battery, turn our fuel off. I'm going to take the exhaust off. My exhaust, not the bike's exhaust. And I'll let the customer know that we have to obtain at least caps, possibly a wire set. Don't know how much money. I just unfortunately don't have them in stock. I don't do that much pre-70 BMW work to stock an abundance of parts. It's 9:30 p.m. I'm done for the day. Early for once.